regionally, and nationally. There's also music to get you started for the day. And Curtis Walsh will have the news. It's all brought to you by Patriot Home Care. And now, here is the host of the show, Frank Sparks.
61 degrees in Beaver County. It is the day before trick or treat, or as they call it in Des Moines, Iowa. Today is Baker's Day. So we'll get into that a little bit later, as it's the first time trick or treating will happen in Des Moines, Iowa since 1938, because they always did Baker's Day. Kind of weird. So, all right. Joining me now here in the bottom of the 7:30 hour, or the 7 o'clock hour, is NAMI. And what that is the national, well, we'll let Rick, I'll introduce my guest, and then we'll let Rick tell you about it. Rick Mattia, am I saying it right? Okay. And then also Marina Ritov. Did I say that right? Okay. All right. And then Kaila Moore. Kaila, you got the easy name. So, all right. So, Rick, first off, as the executive director of NAMI, tell us a little bit about what is NAMI and what do you guys do?
So, NAMI is the National Alliance on Mental Illness.
Okay.
We do advocacy. We provide support groups and classes for individuals and families in Beaver County and beyond. Now that we are doing a lot of things online, we serve individuals from across the nation. We even had somebody from Dubai on in one of our groups a couple years ago. So, the word spreads and the need's there. So there we are.
Is there a huge need in Beaver County?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Luckily, Beaver County is served by several other community service and mental health agencies. So luckily, we have a lot of help out there. But, there are a lot of needs with families and individuals. And, there's a lot of things that go on for, young adults, for kids, for all ages and populations with mental health issues.
So, Rick, what exactly is your job as the executive director?
So I kind of oversee day-to-day operations. I pretty much do everything kind of remotely. We do have some services and support groups at the office. I also oversee all of our online services and things like that. Facebook. We have several groups on Facebook. Everybody kind of comes together for various needs and discusses what their current issues are. And, we provide feedback as a staff and volunteers to whatever the things that they're dealing with. I also facilitate the support groups that we have for the agency. I do one for family support on Tuesdays. That's done virtually. And I do one on Thursdays called Rising Stars for young adults who have needs for empowerment and to just kind of get things off their chest.
And Marina, I really like the name of your title, so I'm intrigued by it. It's called Momma Facilitator. So what exactly do you do?
So I found that...
Jump up on the on the mic again. There you go.
So I founder of Mama Bear.
Okay.
It's support group for moms who had babies or pregnant. And we pretty much do it on Zoom calls every first and third Tuesday of each month. And pretty much we do it on Zoom, like for moms to come and talk who doesn't have support. I created that group during COVID, thanks to Rick. And I did an internship for NAMI, so that's how this group was born.
Gotcha. So what are some of the things that you talk about in your support group?
We talk about like mental health in moms who like don't have support, because I was one of them who, I have 4 boys. And with my first one, who's 19, I had really bad PPD, and I didn't know about it. I didn't have nobody to talk to. I felt alone. And then with my 4th one, who's going to be 7, it was totally different. I was to the point where I wanted to commit suicide because how terrible it was. And I had no village. Well, I had one friend who I could call, but some new moms don't have that. And that was like very important for me to have that support in letting new people in and just let them have a safe place to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's very important. I did documentary last year for WQED called you're not alone. And thanks to that documentary, we actually had a mom who is from Texas joined our group. So that was very cool to see somebody coming in and talk. And we had the first mom from Poconos, PA, and she's not really in our group now because she feels so much better. And
Good.
that's what we want, for moms to get better.
Right. Well, I mean, and honestly,
and not be embarrassed too.
yeah. Well, I
Get
mean,
help.
honestly, postpartum depression is, people don't realize how big of an issue it is.
Exactly, and new fathers go through that too, but it's never spoke about.
We can go through going like this and rubbing our eyes because we didn't get no sleep.
Exactly.
I remember those days. So I thought I was the only one that had a wide range of children. So you have a 19-year-old.
I have 19, almost 13.
Okay.
I have 11.
Okay.
And almost 7-year-old.
Okay, that's cool.
And I only had 2 PPDs, with my first one and my fourth one.
All right. Well, we'll dig into a little bit of what the signs of postpartum are for anybody here shortly, and get into that a little bit more. See, I got a little bit wider range than you do. I have a 32-year-old, a 33-year-old, and a 6-year-old.
Wow. That's insane.
Yes, I have a wide range. So, but I understand what you're going through as being a father. So, all right. So let's talk with Kaila a little bit. Kaila, Kaila Moore, tell us a little bit about what you do.
I am the support. So
Hold on, let me turn you on. Sorry
am
about
I
that.
on? I'm not.
There, you're on now.
Now I'm on. Hi. And I am the support assistant for NAMI.
Okay.
I help facilitate groups. I reach out to the community to talk about our resources, try to do outreach programs when necessary and my time's available, and pretty much roundabout keep Rick wrangled.
I got you. I know how that is. It's always good to have a woman to keep you wrangling.
There we go.
It's always a good thing. So, all right. Well, so let's first off talk about. We talked a little bit about if mental health and issues with mental health, depression, things like that are huge in Beaver County. We have right now we actually have a huge thing going on that unfortunately it seems like we have a lot of school age kids that are depressed right now, and we've had children that are actually taking their own lives at this point in time. Are there some types areas that families can reach out to you or to NAMI to get help with these types of issues?
So we don't have any programs for that specifically.
Right.
Obviously, we do have the support groups like family support
Right.
and things, and even the Rising Stars for young adults who can come and speak with us and speak with other peers and other people that are available in the groups to get some support from and kind of talk about things, get some ideas from us who facilitate it. But we have the opportunity to provide resources to the other agencies and other supports in Beaver County that are more specific to that in the event that someone calls us. So that's kind of what I do. I check our messages daily, and in order to find out if there's anybody that has any questions, if they have any concerns like that, and then I would give them to the right individuals. Then in the event that they have some issues that we're not able to address or handle.
And it seems like having support groups online, actually, whether it be Zoom or through whatever, that actually makes it easier because then the person doesn't have to go somewhere to go to an appointment all the time, and they can get the support of others, especially if you're right in the middle of having a mental health crisis.
It takes away the stigma from it because, they can kind of just go on at their own leisure. It allows for them to just be able to do it in their own home, wherever they might be. We've had people, in the middle of a restaurant, take our Zoom meetings, or in the middle of Spirit Halloween or whatever while they're trying on masks. So we've had it's run the gamut of different places that people have joined our groups and meetings. And we encourage them to be able to feel comfortable enough to do that wherever it is that they are. So, it's been good for them to have those kinds of outlets and to feel comfortable with us. And we're just trying to take away, kind of like Kaila and Marina had said, for people to feel more comfortable, less embarrassed, I think Marina had said, and that's a wonderful word for it, is so that people are more comfortable with sharing whatever it is that they're dealing with.
So you guys have an event coming up on Saturday, November 16th. Hobbies for Healing. Tell us a little bit about that.
So Hobbies for Healing was something we started a few years back, and I am into like older toys and things like that. I have my own collection, and I sell a little bit on the side, and it's been a wonderful thing for my mental health to have those kind of outlets and whatever. And when I've talked to different people that do the shows that I do and whatever, they've all indicated that these are the kind of things that keep them going. Part of their childhood, part of their past, just a hobby, something that's bigger than them that they can get involved in. And it kind of hit me that even when I do the Rising Stars group, that some people just do not have enough outlets. So we offer this not just as a vendor show, but as a place for people to talk about what they might want to do with their time, what they hey, I had this dream of being whatever it might be, or getting into trains or getting into crafting. So we encourage that, and we invite that, and we have other people there that are willing to speak about it. I'm there to speak about it. I'll have some of my stuff and just talk about like what it means to me, and how this has been a wonderful outlet for me to be able to walk into a basement that has some toys in it and whatever, and just immerse myself into my past, and that does it for me. But there's some people that like to craft and build. My dad was a huge builder of dollhouses and matchstick creations and whatever, and that was what was his peaceful moment. So it's kind of just a meshing of different ideas from things that I've seen personally, and other people that I've spoken with to get something like this off the ground.
So we're visiting with Rick, Marina, and Kaila, and we are talking about an event that's coming up, Hobbies for Healing, and that event is Saturday, November 16th from 10 until 4 p.m. We're going to take a very short break, and then we'll come back with more right after this.
They don't call her confiscation Kamala for nothing. Don't take it from us.
And I support a mandatory buyback program.
A mandatory buyback program? That means the government forcing you to turn in your firearms. To what lengths would Kamala go? Well, she doesn't even support the individual right to own a firearm.
I'm prepared to take executive action and put in place a ban on the importation of assault weapons into our country.
We get it. Sometimes it's tough to understand what she's talking about. But on the Second Amendment and your rights, confiscation Kamala has been crystal clear. Her gun control agenda comes straight from that petri dish of bad ideas that is California. She can claim to be a gun owner all she wants, but we all know she's the same anti-gun California radical she's always been. Don't be left defenseless. Defeat confiscation Kamala. Vote Trump like your life depends on it, because it does. NRA Political Victory Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. NRAPVF.org.
Attention veterans. Enjoy a ticket-only event at the Senior Center at the mall inside the Beaver Valley Mall. There are only 250 tickets available, so be sure to stop in the center and reserve your seat to attend this event on Friday, November 8th from noon until 2 p.m. Complimentary tickets for veterans, but you still need to pre-register, and non-veterans are only $3 but must pre-register as well. Remember, this is a ticket-only event. This event includes an honor guard salute, picnic lunch, chili cook-off, and enjoy the sounds from the Project Band. This event is presented by the Center at the Mall and the Beaver County Office on Aging. Sponsors include Vietnam Veterans Chapter 862, Aetna Medicare Solutions, Patriot Home Care, and BMS Cat and Gallagher Home Health Services. Don't miss this big event. Make your reservations today and enjoy great company, food, and entertainment. Join us as we salute our veterans. Call the Center for more info at 724-774-5654.
Do you remember Thanksgiving and Christmas, how scrumptious your turkey from Jones Turkey Farm was? Why not get one now? They've got chickens and turkeys for $2.50 a pound. Turkey breast just $3.50 a pound. Get it fresh or get it frozen. Just get it. They're all natural, free-roaming, preservative-free, and handled with extreme care. Order now on their fantastic website store, jonesturkeyfarm.com, or call 352-2450 for the tastiest turkey in Western Pennsylvania. It's the Jones Turkey Farm in Cabot. Quite simply, the best.
Do you like sports? Then tune in every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m. for One Man's Opinion on Sports with Brian Pasquale. Brian is loaded with statistics and interesting sports viewpoints. The show can also be seen on the WBVP-WNBA Facebook page. Plus, Brian will be taking your calls as well. That's One Man's Opinion on Sports with Brian Pasquale. Every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m. on Beaver County Radio.
Your home for everything in Beaver County. 99.3 FM and 1230 WBVP, coming to you live from the all-new Fry Transportation Studios.
Coffee in the morning and Frank Sparks. Now you're in the fast lane. 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, and streaming live on BeaverCountyRadio.com.
It is 7:54 in Beaver County, about 6 minutes till top of the hour, and we're visiting this morning with Rick, Marina, and Kaila, and they are from NAMI, and we're talking about different events that are happening. Rick, one thing is we didn't mention is where is the Hobbies for Healing happening at?
It is at the Beaver Valley Church of God in Brighton Township. It's across from the medical center in Beaver, actually.
Okay. Trying to think where. Oh, I know where it's at. Okay, I got you. It's a little bit down, like if you're starting to go down Beaner Hollow.
Yeah, down Beaner Hollow. Yep.
Okay, I was trying to. I'm from Western Pennsylvania. You know, we got to have landmarks. So, and
right.
you did it too. It's by the hospital.
That's exactly what we do. But yeah, the church has been wonderful with us. They've hosted a lot of our different events, so kudos to them for that.
All right, and Kaila, you guys, there's a bunch of different support groups that you guys host or help, and as well as what you guys do. Tell us some of what all the different types of groups that there are involved.
Now, the one that I wanted to spotlight for the moment is that it is full of pride. It is for a youth group in Beaver County. It is to support young individuals who identify as trans or gay, and that has been tremendous working with them in the community and just helping them have a place to call home. That is the big one that I would like to spotlight. Okay. As Rick said earlier, we have Rising Stars, which is also a young adult program where we meet on Thursday nights, and we pretty much do our mental health checks and see how we've done throughout the week and support each other through all of our ups and downs and try to get each other to the positive in each and every day.
So are all the meetings all online? Are there any in person?
Yeah, we do one called Connection on Tuesdays at 11:30 at our office. That's for individuals that have mental health issues. And then on the third Thursday of the month, we have our family support group in person. It's the same one that I do on Tuesdays at 11:30 virtually. We would love to be able to do a little bit more in person, but it seems like we get a lot more people invested into it on the online services versus in person at this time. But we would love to get back into it if more people were interested in attending in person.
Now, since we're coming out of this COVID pandemic and things like that, Marina, this probably would be more up your avenue of a question. So mom's stuck at home with the kids all day long. Kids weren't going to school. Now the kids are going to school. Now, even though mom would say, oh, my God, these kids are going to make me pull my hair out, they actually miss them now because they're back in school at this point. Is that a commonplace thing that happens?
It does. Like my 12-year-old, he's on spectrum, and he was in the first grade when epidemics happened, or second grade, I'm sorry. And I could tell, like, it affected him huge mentally, and even affected me because he needs to be around the kids. To this day, he like dealing with, depression and stuff because he trying to get into back like with his friends, learn how to talk, commute again.
Gotcha.
And I believe like now a lot of teens, a lot of kids in school are dealing with a lot of mental health, and that's something not being spoke about. And I believe like the kids, especially high schoolers or middle schoolers, need that support. and it's not provided too much.
So I think social media plays a huge
Exactly.
role.
And like incident that happened, last week, the young boy killed himself because of bullying.
Yeah, I'm actually very close to that family, so I'm aware
And
of
that's
what,
like really hit home because I'm survival of trying to commit suicide when I was 16. So it hits home. Like there's no support for teens because especially teens afraid to talk about it, or they embarrassed to talk about it, or they feel like, oh, nobody gonna hear me.
Right.
Like I took my oldest to therapy when he was about 10 because he was saying how much he hates his life. And I was told, oh, he's just a kid. Now, when somebody tells you, I hate my life, take it serious, because that's something can be dismissed, but it's also can be helped. Like they're crying for help.
And sometimes the situation's hidden. Like
exactly, smile can hide.
An example like this one you were talking about, the family had no idea that he was depressed at all.
Exactly.
Zero.
Like smile can hide your pain.
Yeah.
Like how many people, adults, hide their pain,
Absolutely. So
especially men, like they hide.
We always do. We're big babies. Right, Rick?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, tell real quick recap again about the event coming up on November 16th, so people can, and how they can get more information, or if they would like to get more information to use you guys for your services or to be part of it.
Absolutely. So we can be reached at 724-888-6877. That's our phone number. We have an email address, NAMI Beaver co@gmail.com is probably the easiest way to get a hold of us. And then on the November 16th, that's Saturday, November 16th, we are going to have Hobbies for Healing at the Beaver Valley Church of God in Brighton Township on Beaner Hollow Road. I can't remember the specific address of it right now. I apologize. Across from the hospital. But we'll have that event there, and we expect a lot of different types of vendors with crafts, old toys, video games, all the kind of things, get people ready for Christmas, and also to talk about, some different things that they might want to be more invested and involved in, and so that we can get people to have some hobbies and outlets that might help them to feel better about themselves.
All right. Well, thank you guys for coming in. We got to have you guys back in because this is a very serious subject, and like we were talking about, Marina, right now it's affecting our schools hugely and affecting our children hugely. So we definitely got to get you guys back in again.
We would love to come back.
More.
Thank you for having us here.
We talk all day long about this.
Absolutely.
That's for sure.
We would love it. Yep.
All right, coming up next, it will be Town Hall News, followed by local news with Noah Haswell here on Beaver County Radio.
You're listening to 99.3 FM, presented by St. Barnabas, in addition to 1230 WBVP.